Hello everyone, JRDL96 here with a brand new reaction. As you can tell by the title, it's another Jacksepticeye video. It's another vlog that he did in Japan. This is the second vlog that he did in Japan, because the last vlog we saw, he was doing all the stuff that involved Detective Pikachu and all that. He created his own like Tamagotchi, like origami like Pikachu. He made his own. He made sushi. Him and Gab were together doing all this. And Ryan Reynolds remembers him. He also met Catherine Newton and the other guy that's in the movie as well. But I also remember that he was also in Japan, and he was also at the Toho Museum, that the company that makes Godzilla movies. They were at the museum and all that, so I was wondering if there was going to be anything with that, and luckily so far, and I was told that there will be event at some point, and here we are. It finally has arrived. So I might as well just get right into it. So without further ado, let's react to this video, shall we? Oh God.
Good morning. Welcome to the last day in Tokyo. I am fully prepared as always because I'm a gamer and I know what I'm doing.
Whoa! Hold on a minute there, buckaroo! Hi guys, it's me, Jack, from the future! I'm an idiot and forgot to say thank you again to Warner Brothers for flying me out to Japan for this super sweet visit to check out Godzilla, King of the Monsters. Now, so my face doesn't have to be freeze-framed on camera anymore and look completely ugly, let's continue the vlog, shall we?
Today we are doing Godzilla stuff. We're going to see the movie this afternoon. And then we are doing a tour of the Toho Museum, and then we're doing a thing with dinner, and then we have to go and get ready for a red carpet and go watch Detective Pikachu again. So there's a lot happening today. Well, we don't know if we're actually going to watch Detective Pikachu again, but there's a red carpet event happening for tonight. So all of that crazy stuff is happening today, and you, of course, get to come along, my beautiful babies. Before everyone comes, it's like, man, Jack looks tired. Jack looks sleepy. I hope he's doing okay. Hope he's not pushing himself. I'm fine. 8 a.m. I don't normally have to wake up at this time. Well, we have been waking up.
Us YouTubers don't get enough sleep anyway.
Going to bed at like 8 p.m. and waking up at 5 a.m. because jet lag is wonderful, but this lighting isn't, because it makes me look like a milk bottle ghost. As it happens when you're Irish, you get super pale skin.
What are you terrorizing now with that?
I keep forgetting. I know I said it's the last day in Tokyo, but there's so much happening today that you tend to forget that you have to fly home soon. And I don't really want to. I don't want it to come to an end yet. I'd like a couple of days after it to just kind of wander around and see the place. But it's been a fantastic trip so far, and we've done some really, really cool things, and I'm really glad I got to come and do all these activities. I'm very flattered that I was even asked to come and do them. Not everyone gets to do these types of things, and I'm very, very honored that I got to be able to be part of it. So thank you, Warner Brothers. I'm giving out a lot of kisses today. It's a kissy type of day.
Kissy face, I kiss. The day of Godzilla. Robin with the editing. Toho Studios. Godzilla.
We are on a bus.
There's Gabby. Or Gab, Evelyn.
It's gonna take us to... That's better than what I was gonna say. I was just gonna say nothing.
For a second, I thought that was Wishu behind him. I'm like, wait, what? What the fuck's going on? But clearly it wasn't. It looked like her for a second.
I don't know. We have a plan. I never read this before I start. I turn on the camera.
Yeah.
Mr. YouTube man. Just start recording immediately.
Yeah, that's me. I don't have a script. I don't know what I'm going to be saying. Stage tour. Yeah, they got the tour of the museum.
The whole stage just for us. Do you have 90 minutes?
Do you have 90 minutes to beat a dead horse? Do you have 90 minutes to comment on Billie Eilish's Instagram post? King Ghidorah, Mothra, posters from the movies, and then the new one.
This was used to take a close-up, so it only has its torso and no body attached to it.
I actually wore this particular head on my last visit here. It lasted about 5 minutes before I didn't die. So, and those performers wore it for hours.
We're in the Toho studio now, and we get to see all of the
Look at that girl taking a selfie
original
with the phone.
designs, some of the original costumes for some of the monsters in the old Godzilla movies. Behind us, they have all the posters lined up. They have a bunch of props over here that we get to see. It's incredible. They give us a little tour around the
I
place.
think there's
and
also
showed us-
one of
they
the
walked
costumes
down
of
through a
the
bunch of
actor wore
posters
for the Godzilla
that told us
suit.
what each one meant, and the different times the different characters showed up and different monsters showed up in them. And then they brought us over to this set and they were talking about like how the buildings looked and how things just came together, and they would use this place as a space to kind of put the monsters into and use them as kind of like test footage, so you could see what Godzilla looked like when he was in the middle of it. I got a bunch of shots of them anyway, so you should be able to see it instead of me showing you here, because there's a lot of people here that can't show everything. But a bunch of the props are over here.
Jets.
This is one of the coolest things I've ever gotten to do by doing YouTube, because like giant monsters and monster movies are something that I love. Look, it's Godzilla right there. So to be able to actually
right
like
behind
be
him.
in the studio where it all began, and be part of that and see the original outfits and everything, it's so cool. I'm like a kid in a
Candy
sweet
store.
shop right now, going around looking at everything, and they're explaining everything, or they were explaining all the reasoning behind some of the designs, and then Michael, the director of the new movie, was talking about this Godzilla. This is the new boy, the new and improved, but they talked about some of the changes he made to the design from the first movie, because this is the sequel to the one that came out then, 2014.
Yep.
God, it's been a long time. And I'm so excited for this movie. They give us like a little sizzle reel of Toho as well, and showed us like all the work that went into it and where they came from and everything. It's the best. It's
I still gotta see
inspiring to
Godzilla,
see
by the
all of
way.
this stuff. I want to make stuff now. Look at the teeny tiny cars. That's Ghidorah right there. He's so big. And all of these characters are going to be in the new movie.
Yep.
So we have Ghidorah.
Rodin,
We have
Mothra,
Mothra.
Rodan,
and
and Godzilla.
let's go take a look at the big boy.
With 17 others. There's Godzilla, the legendary Zilla.
It's our friend.
Yeah, back then there was no CGI, so that was the only way they could create that type of stuff.
We're going to get the Q&A started right now.
I would imagine making this film was an amazing experience. Could each of you share like a day or two that you'll always remember from making the film?
I can tell you about a prank I pulled. Pranks are healthy because they keep everybody on their toes, and making a movie can be very, very stressful. And so there was one night we were shooting particularly late, and I think everybody had it, especially with me. Cameras, and they're going through it, and then just at a key moment in the scene, instead of playing the footage of the devastation that Vera had was trying to explain, we queued up a very key scene from one of Ken's classic movies. So it was the key moment in Memoirs of a Geisha when Ken and Z lock lips.
And everyone is cheering.
I found it really interesting that there were women. Like, normally in a movie when there's military, it's an old white guy.
Wait, does Jack
So I'm
ask a
really interested in
question?
What was your thinking?
I'm wondering if he
having
asks a
cool,
question.
kick-ass women and women of color in those sorts of roles.
I mean, honestly, if you go back and look at the history of Godzilla films, women who kick ass have been a strong part of it from the very, very beginning. So, yeah, I just feel like the rest of the world is just now starting to kind of catch on to the idea that that's an okay thing to have in mainstream movies.
Why was it so special for you to work on a Godzilla movie? And second, is Godzilla King of the Monsters paving the way to be like the cross-universe movie, like with the Godzilla and Kong on its way?
I mean, it meant a lot to me because I think I mentioned earlier in the introduction was that I grew up watching these movies. So that resonated, and the fact that it was made by other Asian people just meant a lot. And so I wanted to continue that. My first attempt at making a film, I think I was around 10 years old, was I took my family's Betamax camcorder, yes, I'm that old, and set it up, and I took my pet tortoise, which was a box tortoise, named Tony, and let her rampage through my Star Wars figures. And that was my first instinct, was to make a Godzilla movie. And as far as whether this film is setting up a larger universe, duh.
Yeah, no shit.
I mean, we don't drop Kong's name for nothing. But, I mean, honestly, Toho has been doing this since the 50s and 60s. You know, God bless Marvel for what they've done in sort of reviving and modernizing the concept of cinematic universes. They deserve all the accolades in the world for it. But, you know, the first attempts at it were the Monsterverse, the monster universe that Universal was quietly attempting to build back in the 30s and 40s. But then Toho really took the ball and ran with it. And
Yeah.
because they crossed over Mothra, Rodan, and Godzilla, that concept really grew. And so
Kong
I
as
feel
well.
like the legendary Monsterverse working with Toho is really bringing it back home.
First, I think that maybe giant reptiles rampaging through Star Wars is an untapped production opportunity.
I agree with you. just so you know, I truly believe that if you add Godzilla to any movie, it becomes a better movie.
Absolutely.
Right? Think about it. Take any movie in the world, and 20 minutes in, Godzilla shows up. I guarantee you it's more entertaining.
Hello, hi, my name is Brandon from Malaysia, and for Ken, I asked this question to Michael earlier. What do you think is Godzilla's favorite sashimi?
What? Favorite what? Ken's like, what?
Maybe someone.
We're in a really cool place called Hotel... What's the hotel's name? Gramercy?
Gracery
We're at the
Shinjuku.
Godzilla Hotel, basically. So if you go to Shinjuku, there's a cinema, Toho Cinema, and there's a hotel right next to it, and it has this big-ass Godzilla next to it. And he is massive. That is so cool. Because we were coming in and we could see him from like the stuff down the street. And I was like, oh, it'd be cool to be next to him. And then we came in here and he's literally right there. He's going to eat me. So today is all Godzilla themed. We just got off after seeing the movie. The movie was awesome. I felt like I was like shaking in my seat during the whole thing. But I didn't know we were going to get to actually see the real thing. Look at the size of it. The video is not going to do it justice. I like the size of his tooth.
Oh, there he is again. You see Godzilla up there. Look at that. You see Endgame. You got the Warner Brothers sign. I guess for the people that are going to the premiere, the red carpet. Whoa, that was cool.
It's all done. Japan is over. Can you tell that I was at Toho Studios today? I work there now. It's my studio.
Jacksepticeye Studios.
We did a whole bunch of stuff. Today felt like the longest day out of all of it. At least for me. Well, I don't know. We did a lot of stuff. We got to go to Toho Studios. We got the tour around there. We got to listen to the people who work there talk about all the Godzilla stuff. And then we went and actually saw the movie, and I had to pee like 4 times in the space of 2 hours. I have no idea what was wrong with me. Everybody was very concerned, and I had to leave. I never get up and leave movies to go pee, but this time I had to. What am I talking about? And then we had a Q&A with the director. Hopefully I got some footage of that. They said that they were going to send footage of that. They were recording it themselves, so I didn't record any of it because, I don't know. When they said that, it felt like we weren't supposed to be recording it. And then after that, we changed. We went to the Detective Pikachu premiere, red carpet. We didn't actually go and watch the movie again because we already saw it. So we just did the red carpet, and then we went to the Godzilla Hotel, and then we had drinks and dinner there. And then we came back. That's all done. That was the last day of Tokyo. It's the last day of the vlogs. It's the last time I get to do this. It's the last time I get to lie in a bed in Japan and tell you guys how much I love you and how much I miss you and wish that you were here. Not on this bed with me. That's weird. Don't think about that. Anyway, this is a really cool trip. I'm really glad we got to do it. This is one of the crazier things that we've actually gotten to do in doing YouTube in general. Because I've done movie things before, like the Ryan Reynolds thing and the Jason Momoa thing, but this time
and then
it was
Chris
so
Hemsworth.
involving, like getting a whole trip to Japan to be able to do this kind of stuff, and then sitting down and doing, not only getting to go see the movie and talk to the people who were in it, but getting to do like a whole 3-4 day event out of everything. Getting to go to studios and different cafes and different, I don't know, different like gardens and all these different places we got to go to just for this trip. It was insane. It was one of the coolest trips I've ever gotten to do, one of the coolest things I've ever got to do on YouTube. So thank you again, Warner Brothers, for letting me be part of it and letting us fly out here to be part of this whole weekend. We got to hang out with some other cool influencers. I was going to say YouTubers, but not everybody did YouTube. But they were really nice people. All the people at Warner Brothers were super nice as well. All the people that were working at the movies were super nice.
But now we just got to see if they could do well justice with DC
I'm going to bring you guys
movies
on as well, and you guys got to see the vlog. So hopefully they were fun to watch. But I'm going to sign off now and say peace.
Huh. The end. Whoa. Weird way to end the video. Kind of gives me JJ vibes slightly. With the old...
Okay, bye.
There's an easy mode!
Okay, there's no easy mode for that. But that was really cool to see that, because I remember seeing on his story that he was sharing like he was just on his story he was showing off all the stuff that was in that studio or museum, whatever it was, of all the Godzilla, all the stuff from Godzilla, and all the, like, I know there was probably like the suit that the actor wore, the Godzilla suit back then. Like, yeah, back then when those movies were made, there was no CGI. None of that. All they had was just what the cameras had. Was just cameras and some kind of like the technology, like the visual effects technology wasn't as advanced as it is today, where it's a lot easier to do stuff like that, because now you see Godzilla more of CGI and not, but there is some kind of like they still do, like, I guess, motion capture stuff for that apparently, which is kind of bizarre to really think about. I kind of find that a little bizarre to think, because I guess they want the CG, the movement of the character of Godzilla and all the monsters to be more, I guess, fluent and not just CG cartoonish. I guess they just want to add more realism to it, which is kind of weird. But thinking about it now, it's kind of funny that Toho was kind of the ones that kind of started this whole cinematic universe thing, that really took that idea after seeing what Universal tried to do back in the 30s and 40s with the Wolfman, Dracula, and Frankenstein movies. With those movies, they tried that. They tried that back then, but then Toho, in the 50s, starting in 1954, they started doing these monster movies. It started with Godzilla, and then you had Mothra, you had Rodan, you got King Ghidorah, and you had a bunch of others. Among other a bunch of other monsters. And then they eventually crossed over and stuff, which is crazy and great to see. But overall, yeah, they were the ones that really said. It's kind of funny now that they always say, oh, Marvel's the one that started this whole thing, but it wasn't really a thing anymore because it wasn't doing well. Because I think the whole Godzilla continuity was kind of like all over the place. They kept rebooting it. So I guess the whole idea of a cinematic universe really wasn't really doing well at that time. And then when Marvel came in with their own universe with Iron Man and then Captain America, Hulk, Thor, and then the Avengers, that's when it really, and they're still the machine still. They're still a juggernaut with all that. What was I going to look up? Because I heard, yeah, because it's obvious that the Godzilla vs. Kong movie is happening. But I don't know when. It's happening at some point. I heard it might be delayed. It's probably going to be delayed. I guess it's probably going to be... It's going to be delayed because of the, the unfortunate reception from King of the Monsters. King of the Monsters ended up getting I guess you could say, mostly negative to mixed reviews. It got 40%. It has a 40% score on Rotten Tomatoes. It has a 6.7 on the Internet Movie Database. Let me see what the audience reception is, if this damn thing can load properly. But the audience says 84%. Okay, that's a good sign. Like, because this almost reminded me of how Venom was received. It got panned to death by critics, but the audience loved it. And Men in Black International. Men in Black International is getting that. Got panned with 24% on Rotten Tomatoes. Oh my. And even Secret Life of Pet. Oh my god. Dark Phoenix. Dark Phoenix. Oh, 23% on Rotten Tomatoes with a 64% audience score. Excuse me. Ooh. Toy Story 4. 100% on Rotten Tomatoes for so far. As of June 15th, Toy Story 4's got 100%. Now, that's not anything crazy with the Toy Story franchise. Toy Story 1 and 2 have 100% on Rotten Tomatoes, except for Toy Story 3, which I think has 99%, which is, I guess, one idiot that didn't like Toy Story 3. I don't know what's wrong with you. But I'm going to guess that it's probably going to fall. Probably to 99 or 98, 97%. Probably. But I was, like, I've said myself that I wasn't necessarily sure if a fourth Toy Story was necessary. Because after 3, what's the point of another one? Like, what was the point of another one? There was no point to it. So funny, Avengers Endgame is still making money at the box office every weekend, but I guess it's not going to be enough to dethrone Avatar. Probably not. What's missing from Endgame is the free play of imagination, the liberation of speculation, the meandering paths and loose ends that start in logic and lead to wonder. That's a negative review for Endgame by a top critic named Richard Brody of New Yorker. Oh, because there was none of that, that means it's a bad movie. Okay. What about the actors that are in there? What about the visual effects? What about the story? What about all that? But no, you gotta talk about the idea of what's missing, which is free play of imagination, the liberation of speculation, and the meandering paths and loose ends that start in logic and lead to wonder. That's apparently a bad thing. And then someone else, now Alicia Queen goes, the entire tone of the film felt like a eulogy to the MCU and relied too heavily on weepy-eyed nostalgia and fan service moments to carry it to the end. Oh, shut up. Shut up, you stupid fucks. God, I can't trust critics anymore with any of this garbage. Godzilla, I'm honestly surprised that it's got I was expecting... But how was Godzilla 1? How did Godzilla 1 fare critically? Didn't Godzilla 1 fare fine, like 70% on Rotten Tomatoes? It's so funny, we go from talking about the Jacksepticeye vlog, which was pretty cool that he was able to be a part of all that, to then talking about Godzilla the movie and then looking at Rotten Tomatoes scores for other movies. Detective Pikachu got a 66% on Rotten Tomatoes. It still got not enough, like it's still, I think it's one of the rare bunch of films, video game movies, that don't do badly. The Pokemon Detective Pikachu may not take its wonderfully bizarre premise as far as it could have, but this offbeat adaptation could catch most, if not all, of the franchise's fans. It's got an 82% audience score, and it has a 66% critical score. Which is something I kind of expected. Oh, it's so funny, Ken Watanabe is in this film too. He's also in Detective Pikachu. Oh, his name is Justice Smith, the other guy that was with Catherine Newton that Jack met. For a while, the first live-action Pokemon movie achievements are enough. a positive score. A positive review. Detective Pikachu is unrelentingly weird. And it's a positive review, and his rating is 2.5 out of 4. Like, what? That should be more like a negative review. That sounds like more of like a negative review, doesn't it? Detective Pikachu is unrelentingly weird. Yeah, like, probably based on some of the visual effects and CGI of Pikachu with the weird eyes and the freaking fur, because you're basing because of your idea of Pikachu is based on what the anime and what Nintendo's portrayed it as, and not this realistic way, which is kind of bizarre and creepy looking with the eyes. And now imagine what Sonic's probably gonna look like, because Sonic got delayed because of the reception of the fucking design of the character. Which I know they're not gonna change much. They're not gonna make it completely accurate to what he looks like in the video games. They're just gonna change maybe a few things, and then his design is still gonna be the same. This thing is an unholy mess. Fuck you. The classic face-off arrives in an emotional vacuum rather than as a earned catharsis. The big fight never feels like a payoff. Its errors fall mainly under the heading of its failing to get out of its own way, and its imperfections are compensated by magnificence. A 3 out of 4. So they were fair, like yes, it has its problems, but it's still okay. At moments, you feel like you're in the trippiest of David Attenborough docs. Godzilla King of the Monsters doesn't need an original story like all kaiju movies. It only requires awesome monsters, epic fight scenes, and some subtle social commentary. That's probably why Jack is a fan of these movies. You could tell. That's why he said he likes it. I got a moth. Ugh. I had a moth flying around, so I gotta kill him with fire, unfortunately. So, unfortunately, I don't know what else to say about that, but still, you get the idea. But I'm more surprised about Toy Story 4 so far, but I wouldn't be surprised if the score goes down slightly. Because I was more concerned about the critical score because of Toy Story's past, because of Toy Story's history with Rotten Tomatoes. Toy Story has been probably the most successful, I guess you could say, critically, most successful films critically, because of its scores on Rotten Tomatoes. It actually did very well. All critics liked it. Toy Story 1, I think, had 100%. Toy Story 2 had 100%. And then Toy Story 3 had only 99%. But still, it was still great. It was still good. Okay, 100%... 100% Toy Story 1, 100% Toy Story 2, 98% for Toy Story 3, with 303 reviews. I guarantee it's probably going to drop because right now, as of June 15th, 90 people have reviewed the film. And the movie hasn't been, it's not even out until probably when this video is up. Monday, Tuesday. Probably in the next 2 days. Probably by right now, probably by the day you see this, it's probably dropped probably, which is probably the most likely thing. But it's so funny. It's so funny that Toy Story 4 is competing with Child's Play, the Child's Play remake, with Mark Hamill voicing Chucky. And it's kind of funny that they're competing with them, so good luck with that. You got a very popular childhood nostalgic film series like them, and you can't. But I'm probably wondering how much money that it's probably gonna make $1 billion. It depends on how audiences will see how the audience will respond to the movie. Oh my god, they're now talking about don't rule out the possibility of a 5th film. Oh, just leave it alone. It's perfect. It's fine. They're fine. You don't need to make more movies. Stop. Just stop. Just stop making Toy Story movies because you're going to end up ruining the franchise with every new entry. After you run out of dumb ideas, come on. Just stop it. Just stop. But some of the reviews for Toy Story 4 is 100% so far. Heartwarming, funny, and beautifully animated. Toy Story 4 managed the unlikely feat of extending and perhaps concluding a practically perfect animated saga. Metacritic, which uses a weighted average, assigned the film's score a 84 out of 100 based on 31 critics, indicating a universal acclaim. Peter Donebridge of Variety wrote, "The Toy Story ushered in the era of computer-animated cartoon features, and the 4th movie wraps up the saga beautifully, at least for now." Writing for IndieWire, David Ehrlich gave the film grade of B+, and wrote, "Clever, breathless, and never manic just for the sake of keeping your kids' eyes busy. The action in Toy Story 4 is character-driven and it paced to perfection." Every film we make, we treat it like it's the first and last film we're going to ever make. So you force yourself to make it hold up. You don't get in over your skis. Whether there's another one, I don't know. If there is, it's tomorrow's problem. You think? So that's probably why you should not make another Toy Story. There should be no Toy Story 5. Toy Story 4 is enough. Toy Story 3 was great. The way it ended, it felt perfect. It was a perfect end to this whole saga. Why did you need to make a 4th film? Which is like something I didn't understand. But I don't know. I thought it would be just because of Disney's way of saying, oh, we gotta need money making. Pixar really needs to really step up and start creating some more original stuff because they have, for the last few years, been doing sequels. You had Finding Dory, you had Cars 3, you had Incredibles 2, and now you have Toy Story 4. This has been the last 4 years of just been nothing but sequels. Last 3 to 4 years, sequels. Eventually, that train's gonna stop at some point. So you gotta really stop that. Alright, enough of me ranting. Enough of me rambling, so enough of this. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's reaction. If you did, hit the like button, subscribe, share this video with your friends. Be sure to ring that bell to be part of the notification squad. Be sure also to check out my Instagram because I make cool ads to Markiplier, Jacksepticeye, even myself. I also do reenactments and cosplays on there, so go check it out. Be sure to also check out my Tumblr. It's in the description as well. So until next time, JRDL96 signing out, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.